All right, so I want predictions. Sam and Joan.
Okay.
Are we going to hit the record for the, because I'm assuming that the shutdown is still going on, right? So
as far
we are
as
now day 35 of the shutdown. What are your thoughts? What's the over-under on whether or not we're going to hit the record? Because the record is tomorrow. That'll be, 36 days, I believe? So because we've tied it today, the all-time record. And so if it goes till tomorrow, well, then we've, hit the record. So what do you think? Sam, Joan, what do you think?
So I think it really depends on how the elections roll out today.
Yes, because there's some people that are saying that there is the intention. I think John Thune, Senate Majority Leader, even came out and said that he does expect a resolution to this whole thing by this week, at some point this week. And I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now. They may be waiting till after the election, although, to be honest with you, and maybe you can explain it to me, why would they wait until after this election? Is it because they know that they're going to have to, I'm going to air quote this, give in to the Republicans and the Republicans are going to win?
Well, I think it's because they're so out of touch, they have to see some hard evidence that they're losing the people.
Listen, and Joan, what do you say to that?
So if you look at ABC News webpage today, they have Democrats, what's her name, Mikey Sherrill, winning in New Jersey over the Republican. They have Abigail Spanberger winning over Winsome Sears in Virginia. And they have Prop 50 in California winning so that more Democrat seats will be had in Congress. So what they're doing is setting it up so that there's this big win for Democrats, and then they'll go in and end the shutdown, and they'll look like the heroes.
So, in that Prop 50 in California, that's as far as the redistricting thing. They had to, Arnold Schwarzenegger is, losing his, what over that, because he was the one that put into place these policies where a governor and the state of California could not put in partisan redistricting. Well, now they put it up for a referendum. Prop 50, apparently that's going to pass. So I think that it is not surprising that the Democrats are going to get a victory in, I don't know much about the New Jersey race, but I know that the Virginia race, we've been talking about this with Matthew Hurt and with other people as well. I think it is horrifying. By the way, any word on the attorney general race there in the state of Virginia?
It's close, but it appears that Jason Miyares will continue on as the AG in the state.
Okay, so Jay Jones will not. That's the guy who wrote the text.
Correct, yeah.
The horrifying text messages. But, I think that, what does it tell you about the Democrats where you got Abigail Spanberger, the Democrat who would not condemn the text messages from, Jay Jones.
Yeah.
And she's going to win. What does that tell you about the Democrats? I mean, there was a time when that kind of scandal would sink the entire party.
There was a time you'd face criminal charges for making jokes like that.
Yeah. And so now the Democrat, remember what I said the other day with the Matt Van Epps commercial where it was, he's got, what's her name running for the Democrats? What is her name? Help me out. The local Democrat running for the 7th.
Afton Brainless?
Afton Bain.
Oh.
Where Afton Bain, or Brainless, yes, where she is talking about how she's very proud of the fact that they were bullying ICE. And I said, well, yeah, I mean, this commercial sounds great. Afton Bain, it was a commercial for Matt Van Epps, pointing out Afton Bain, again, preening for the camera and saying, oh, how great it is that we're bullying ICE. And it's horrifying to conservatives and Republicans and law-abiding citizens. But the left, I mean, they're all over it. I said this could just as easily be a commercial for the Democrats. Hey, look at how great Afton Bain is bullying ICE, doxing ICE, telling the bad guys where ICE is when ICE has, or Trump officials have bounties on their heads.
Yeah.
So you look at Virginia and the governor's race and Spanberger, and she's just, she refuses to condemn this guy, and yet the Democrats vote for her. It is horrifying. But that shows you the state of the Democrat Party, where they just don't care. I mean, it is like anything but Republicans, anything but Trump. You know what I mean? So that's part of what's going on today. And we got elections all across, I guess, America. We've got the New Jersey. We've got Virginia. Those are the two big ones. And, of course, the proposition in California as well.
Don't forget that Spanberger repeatedly getting out in front of people saying, let your rage fuel you.
Oh, yeah.
I would say that's incitement.
Well, part of my storyline today is, and I'm not going to do it right now, but there was a big poll out. I don't know if you guys saw it, where you've got a lot of Americans saying that they expect political violence to continue.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that and a whole lot more. It is 5:11, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7. It is day 35 of the shutdown. So if we hit tomorrow, it'll be the longest. So both of you think that we will, this shutdown will go to tomorrow?
I do, yeah.
I would take on the over-under. I'm going to go over and say that we won't have a resolution till next week.
Can you do the Daily Dan poll today? Let's do a Daily Dan poll on that. Speaker Mike Johnson, by the way, talking about this. This was on Fox News.
The entire media establishment is parroting the talking points of the Democrats every day. It's the most staggering level of gaslighting we have ever seen in American politics. Literally, the Democrats have voted 14 times to close the government down, where Republicans have voted 14 times to open it. And right after they cast the votes, Will, they go out and find the nearest television camera they can. They look right into the lens and they say, it's the Republicans' fault. I mean, it's just madness. It's absolutely the opposite of the truth. But I think the longer this drags on and the more pain that's experienced by real Americans, I think they're going to be digging beyond the headlines and looking to see who's really responsible, and the facts are very clear.
You know, one of the things, and I hate to disagree with the Speaker of the House, but I think he's wrong about this being an example, one of the most egregious examples of gaslighting. Because, I mean, to me, and I'd be willing to bet most folks would agree with me, that really the gaslighting of Alejandro Mayorkas and the Democrats telling us that the border was secure, I think that was far and away a bigger example, a more appropriate example of the worst gaslighting out there. Because I think you want to talk about gaslighting where the border is secure, when we had drone footage of people just coming across the border. We had independent journalists. So I don't want to quibble with the Speaker of the House, but I mean, come on. But now he is right, though, about how there is some in the media that are gaslighting. What were you going to say?
I was going to say being told that the 46th president was mentally fit.
Another example of gaslighting. We could go on and on about this, couldn't we?
Yeah.
What are some of the other big examples of gaslighting? Joan, you got one? So Sam has telling us that Biden was mentally fit was one form of gaslighting, and I would agree with that. Another form of gaslighting from the years of the Biden administration was the border is secure.
If you take the vaccine, you won't get COVID, and you have to have it to go back to work.
Girls can be boys, boys can be girls.
Ooh,
there you go.
That's a good one.
But see,
you're a terrible parent if you don't trans your kid.
Right.
But see, isn't gaslighting where you are lying and the people that you're lying to actually know that it's a lie? So they actually believe, Democrats actually believe that boys can be girls and girls can be boys. They literally, I mean, it's part of the insanity of the Democrat Party, but they actually believe that. Gaslighting is you're lying, everybody knows that you're lying, and yet you continuously lie. So I don't know if I would call
because
that gaslighting.
They don't actually believe it. And when it comes down to abortion, then they'll say, well, only if you're a woman can you have an opinion about that.
Yeah, but that's irrational, not gaslight. Whatever. You know what? It doesn't matter. But here, I do actually have a couple of examples of the media pushing back, actually. The fog that I hit this morning was actually worse than what I hit yesterday.
Whoa.
In Mount Juliet.
Okay. So there you go.
Whatever.
People beware.
Mm-hmm. Get Stefano on the phone.
Right now.
That's okay. So, yeah, there is definitely fog out there, so be careful. Is it low beams during the fog? Is that what you're supposed to do? Okay,
yeah.
low
No
beams
high
during
beams.
the fog.
Yeah.
And when it rains on Friday, be sure to turn on your lights.
And get your galoshes.
To be honest, I don't know what I would do with myself if I wasn't nagging somebody about something. You don't actually say that at home? My wife and Riker. They said, if you're not nagging us about, brushing your teeth or dishes or whatever, you just don't know what to do with yourself.
Yeah, to be fair, to your point, it is state law to turn your lights on not just when it's raining, but when it's overcast.
It is not state law to nag.
It's a superpower.
You know what? That is my superpower. Nagging is my superpower, which is really kind of sad. By the way, do you know Murphy Show and I have something in common? I'm not going to say what it is until 5:35. Super texters, do you know what Matt Murphy and I have in common besides being somewhat annoying at times? Do you know what we both have in common? Going to talk about that at 5:35 on Nashville's Morning News. Now, is the media beginning to push back on the Democrats and this notion that it is the Republicans that are responsible for the government shutdown? Now, this is Representative Sarah McBride. She is out of Delaware. Listen to this, because she's on with Breonna Keeler. And Keeler kind of, punks her a little bit. Listen to this. And watch this. If you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, blah, 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 you can see this as well.
It's on Republicans to figure this out. They control the House, the Senate, and the White House.
No, but let me.
And so I'm not going to sit here
But you're in the House,
Yeah.
but in the Senate, there's a 60-vote threshold. The president is calling for that, the nuclear option, to get rid of that. And I hear you're saying Republicans are making a choice. Democrats are also making a choice.
It's on Republicans to figure this out. They control the House, the Senate.
Are you absolutely positive? So, hey, Joan.
Yeah.
Did you know that Sarah McBride is actually a man?
Yes.
Oh, am I the only one that didn't know? All right, fine. I'm the only one apparently that didn't know.
You're not helping their narrative.
I had no idea until Sarah spoke. He, she, whatever. Until he spoke, I didn't realize that was a woman. So
Right, let me show you, baby.
there you go.
Yeah.
That ain't no woman. It's a man.
What were you
He does
saying, John?
pretty well. I mean, he looks. He pretty.
Yeah, that interview on CNN.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. It just looking, I would never have known. Would you have known that
Yes.
old Sarah was a man? Would you
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Does Sarah
Speaking
still have
of
her
gaslighting.
Adam's apple?
That's
a dead giveaway.
It's on Republicans
You can't see
to
it.
figure this out. They control the House, the Senate, and the White House.
It's the voice that gives it away.
Yeah.
It's the voice and, the jawline and the
But
facial
you know what?
structure.
Here's the thing about the voice.
House.
No, but let me.
And so I'm not going to sit here.
She could be a smoker because smoker's got that thing going on.
Yeah, but
Okay.
smoking brings your voice down.
Oh yeah, her voice sounds like it's down.
But you're in the House,
Yeah.
but in the
Shut up,
Senate,
Brianna.
there's a
We're trying to do
60-vote
something here.
threshold. The president is calling for that, the nuclear
whatever.
option, to get
I don't care. Democrat. That's all I care about. Anyway, so
Excellent.
but could you tell, Joan? Seriously, you could not tell that old Sarah McBride was a man on that video? I couldn't tell.
I just known that this person is a man and that
Yeah.
this
His
person.
name's Tim.
Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Tim's got nice hair. But in your hair, Sam.
Well, with that six-figure salary in the U.S. government, can afford the finer products in life.
They can get haircuts right there in the Capitol.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Probably a little Nutrafol to fill in the gaps.
I'm not sure what Nutrafol is. What is Nutrafol?
It's an organic hair enhancement supplement.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So if I took some Nutrafol, would my hair magically grow back?
Maybe a few strips of it.
A few strands here and there, maybe?
Yeah.
Do some Nutrafol? All right, moving right along. Democrats, just getting back to the point. She said Republicans have made a choice to close down the government. And Breonna Keeler said, well, Democrats have made a choice. And they have. They have voted to shut down the government. Now, I'm seeing 13 or 14 times. I don't know what it is now at this point. Mike Johnson said 14. Breonna Keeler said 14. But I Googled it, and it said 13. Whatever. It's in the teens. But they're the ones that refuse to pass the same continuing resolution that they have approved time and again under Joe Biden. Republicans had said over and over again, I don't want to belabor the point, but Republicans have said over and over again, open the government and let's negotiate. And the Democrats are, simply put, refusing. Now, we all know Charlemagne. Did you hear what Charlemagne said about this whole thing? You know what they say, Joan? Once you lose Charlemagne, you've lost America.
Oh, yeah. America? Okay.
I'm kidding.
Yes.
It's an obvious,
Good.
yet another stupid joke. Anyway, and I'm full of them, apparently. So, but what did Charlemagne say about the whole government shutdown as it relates to the Democrats winning or losing? I'm going to give you a hint. Charlemagne has basically said, you know what, Democrats, you've lost. You've lost. He and John Fetterman, both of them, obviously we know where John Fetterman sits with all this, but Charlemagne came out and he said, the Democrats have lost the plot on this one, and they are losing, and so they do need to open up the government. I want to slide this over real quick. We all know our friend Turd Ferguson. Joan, you know Turd?
Yes, I think I'm looking at the picture you're looking at.
Yeah, and Sam Turd Ferguson, he's our friend. He's a big commentator.
Talk to him like every day. So.
And he over on YouTube. We love Turd. So anyway, he has sent me a picture of himself and Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
Now, Turd is a respected veteran and a big friend of the station. And so that is the infamous Turd Ferguson, if you're watching on YouTube, when he was, I don't know, Turd looks to be about in his 20s or whatever. Anyway,
yeah, he looks young.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you there, Turd?
So anyway, Dick Cheney dead. Most people are saying, do you know what the awkward thing is? Like, you and I were talking about what Dick Cheney will be known for amongst Republican circles. I don't feel like I should really talk much about this because I don't have a lot of kind things to say about Dick Cheney. And I feel like I shouldn't even just go down that road.
We kind of like to forget 2000 to 2004 in a lot of respects.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, Dick Cheney's dead, 84. And boy, don't read what people are saying on the super text line. Holy mackerel. By the way, I did ask the question, what do Matt Murphy and I have in common?
Yeah.
Did you know what 4702 said?
What?
You both think that you're more important than you actually are. I actually laughed at that. I thought that was funny.
Wow.
Now, first of all, anybody who knows me, and I believe that Joan would back me up on this, anybody that knows me knows that my level of self-importance is like not at all. Like, I could probably use a little more air of self-importance about me. I mean, that is how unimportant I believe that I am, just so we're clear. But both Matt Murphy and I...
Humble is your middle name. Go on.
Humble is my middle name. Both Matt Murphy and I got dinged on YouTube. My show, Joan, our show yesterday got pulled off of YouTube.
And why is that?
I think that the Joe Rogan people were so worried that I was about to overtake him that they pulled me down.
I see.
I think that's what it was. Or YouTube, they can't handle the truth. Or I may have got dinged for a copyright violation. So we played Saturday, but we're trying to figure out what it is. Because, you know, when YouTube pulls you down.
It's typically for copyrighted music, if anything.
Yeah. And so we played, the only thing I can think of is that we played some audio from a football game where they were talking about the
Daisy Dukes on the kicker.
The Daisy Dukes on the Oklahoma kicker. We also played Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And we played audio from Saturday Night Live. And what did Chris bring to the table?
Another football play.
That's right. Tony Romo.
Yeah.
So I think it was one of those. So I think that once Murphy Show actually wakes up about 11 o'clock today, I'm going to call him and ask him, okay, so what's the commonality? Why did both of us get dinged? Because I don't know. I don't know what it is.
That's interesting.
It's annoying, though, because...
They should have to tell you, if they take you down, why they took you down, and they should tell you right away. That's so unfair. It's so unfair.
Yeah, at least the Muslim migrants in the UK have that courtesy.
So 1844 says it was the football thing. 1012. Dick Cheney eats small orphan children.
Oh, my goodness.
These are the kind of things that we're getting on. You know what, guys? If you can't say anything nice, right? So.
I mean, his mother did name him Richard.
0975 says both me and Murphy are old grumpy farts. Am I an old grumpy fart? I'm not an old grumpy fart, am I?
You don't come across as old. Not totally discounting grumpy fart yet.
Whatever. Let's see here. It was the ding dong conversation that we had yesterday. Remember that whole thing?
Oh, it was the ding dongs, yeah. Clearly.
I forget exactly what it was. You know what I think it was?
Dan likes ding-dongs, and he doesn't discriminate on the flavor.
So the funny thing is that Chris Hand apparently yesterday had all kinds of fun. Well, you were here, Joan. Did Chris have all kinds of fun with me being dragged off of YouTube yesterday?
Not while I was here.
Apparently, Chris was having all kinds of fun with it, saying not only did Dan get pulled off, but what you need to do is, in celebration of that, go watch my show 3 times just to build up his numbers. Because what I do, and I'm just going to be honest, because I do need clearly my ego needs the feeding. So I like to watch my numbers as they go up throughout the day, because my YouTube and Facebook and all that, my streaming numbers go up throughout the day. I like that because I like to see how I'm doing, and so Chris and I have a friendly rivalry going back and forth about who gets the most, me or him, and it's totally friendly. So so Chris and I have fun with that. So the fact that he was asking, what were Chris's, hey, look up real quick, what were Chris's numbers yesterday? And then I'm going to get down to business. But what were Chris's numbers on YouTube yesterday? I'm wondering if people listened to Chris and they went and they clicked on his show 3 times. Because you know what happens when you click on Chris's show 3 times, he just magically appears, kind of like Beetlejuice.
So he got 1,223 views.
Okay.
And 116 likes on yesterday's stream.
Brian says, when I was a dumb liberal, I didn't care for Cheney. And when I grew up and became a conservative libertarian, I didn't like him even more. Still, and I like what Brian says. I can't celebrate death. That's the thing. I'm not celebrating his death at all.
No.
But when we pass on and we're politicians and we do certain things, then you go back and you remember the things, both good and bad, that you did in your life. And it's the same thing with Dick Cheney. I can't sit here and say that I was pleased that he became a never-Trumper in the end. I can't. I don't wish him death. I don't wish him harm. I hope he's up in heaven, But Dick Cheney, he died at 84.
The man had a bad heart for forever. I remember he got a heart transplant.
He did.
That was 2014. He's lived, he lived 11 years after that.
I was about to say, God's been trying to get him for a minute.
Do you remember Conan O'Brien back when it was the Bush-Cheney ticket? And Conan O'Brien knew that George W. didn't drink and Cheney had a bad heart. And the slogan he promoted was "No liquor, bad ticker."
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. No, I had forgotten about that. But yes, very funny indeed.
So, Cheney smoked a lot. He had a bad heart.
Was he a smoker?
Oh,
and he lived to be 84.
Yeah, I mean...
This is what I don't understand about smoking.
Yeah.
Like my we could talk about the great lies that our parents, and this is not a lie, kids, just so we're clear. But like my parents used to always tell me, don't smoke, you'll end up with cancer, right? So, but then somebody like Dick Cheney, who apparently smoked a lot, according to Joan, lives to be 84. George Burns lived over 100 years old. He smoked those, those...
The cigars?
Cigars.
Like 10 or 12 a day?
Yes.
My dad was a chain smoker. The first cigarette went into his mouth when his legs swung over the side of the bed. And, in the morning. And after he decided that smoking wasn't good for him, smoking cigarettes wasn't good for him, he smoked a pipe. Inhaled the pipe for years and years and years. He did not die of cancer, of lung cancer, of any issues. He never even had one breathing issue.
What did he die of?
He had prostate cancer that metastasized.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always wanted to like pipes. They always seem very intriguing to me. And I think pipes actually smell good.
Yeah, pipe tobacco smells amazing.
When I smell a pipe he always smoked cherry vanilla. When I smell that, it just takes me back.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I've always been kind of intrigued by pipes. I would never smoke a pipe. I would never smoke a cigar. People have been trying to get me to smoke cigars for years.
Cigars are where it's at.
I'm not going to. I have gone 57 years old. I don't know if I've ever even tried to smoke a cigarette.
Not even in middle school when someone stole a pack off their dad? No?
No.
What?
No.
Wow.
Like a rite of passage in this country.
I used to smoke.
Did you, Joan?
Yeah.
I never.
Yeah, but you probably made it look cool.
Oh, I quit when I wanted to have kids. Just cold turkey.
I'm
done.
trying to think of if I ever have actually tried to smoke a cigarette. Because I'd be the guy at the party. Nobody ever invited me to parties, but if I did, I'd be the guy that would be like trying
Standing
to smoke
in the corner by himself trying to smoke.
Well, that was not trying to smoke, but I mean, but if somebody wanted me to try to smoke and I did, I'd be the guy coughing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no, I don't know if I've ever tried to smoke a tobacco cigarette. Hey, anyway, so Dick Cheney's dead. Moving right along. Hey, did you hear what Nancy, just very quickly, did you hear what Nancy Pelosi said about Donald Trump? This is going to be an even bigger conversation in the next hour, but Nancy Pelosi said this about Donald Trump, and you wonder why a whole bunch of Americans in a new poll are out there saying that political violence, they do expect political violence to continue to rise. Listen to this.
He's just a vile creature.
It goes quick. She calls Donald Trump just a vile creature. Listen.
He's just a vile creature.
A vile creature.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, I'll be the first to admit, I've called Democrats vile because of their behavior.
Well, and
But-
she and Maxine Waters look like a couple of mummies.
He's just a vile creature. The worst thing on the face of the earth. But anyway.
You think he's
The worst, Nancy Pelosi says that Donald Trump is the worst thing on the earth.
Shut up.
So Donald Trump, according to Nancy Pelosi, right, worse than Hitler, worse than Stalin, worse than drug dealers. You know, I mean, worse than the illegal aliens that killed Rachel Marin and Laken Riley. Donald Trump is worse than all of those people, according to Nancy Pelosi.
Worst thing on the face of the earth. But anyway.
You think he's the worst thing on the face of the earth?
I do, yeah.
I love how, you know, these reporters, if I'm the reporter and somebody says that to me and I pretend, this is on CNN, how do you not push back on that? It's like, okay, so I'm gonna do a list of really bad people that have been on Earth, whether we're talking about, you know, Hitler, Stalin, the drug cartel leaders, the ones that have bounties on ICE, members of ICE and so forth, and all the other horrible leaders that are out there across the world. And she apparently seems to think that Donald Trump is worse than all of them. And the reporter, here's the thing, the reporter doesn't push back. Like, Joan, as a reporter, wouldn't you, or a journalist, wouldn't you say, well, can we go through some of the really bad people that have been on Earth or are on Earth right now? How do you not push back on that?
You need, I mean, it's a crime against humanity when a journalist doesn't do their job.
Well, yeah,
when something like that is said. It
is a crime. It is a crime against journalism, certainly. And for this reporter, he sort of feigns surprise. But if I'm interviewing somebody and I hear that, like, I know me, I'm just going to leap with a question. Let's go through some of the names.
I do.
Why is that?
Because he's the president of the United States and he does not honor the Constitution of the United States. In fact, he's turned the Supreme Court into a rogue court. He's abolished the House of Representatives.
Wait, Donald Trump has abolished the House of Representatives. Can we get Scott Desjardins on the phone?
Did something happen we didn't know about?
Yeah, what the hell happened overnight? The House of Representatives is gone. By the way, oh my goodness. Did you see what happened to Scott Desjardins?
No.
Yes or no, Sam? Did you see what happened to Scott Desjardins?
No.
Okay. We're going to talk about that coming up next. All right, so what happened to Scott Desjardins? This is funny. So apparently the good news, Joan and Sam, is that he got an endorsement from Donald Trump. The bad news is that Trump wrote the following. Congresswoman Scott Desjardins is a fantastic advocate for Tennessee's 4th Congressional District. Oops.
Congressman Tim Burchett also received a glowing endorsement from President Donald Trump.
Yes, he did.
Oh, did he? What did he say about Tim Burchett? Well, by the way, first of all, let me finish up on Desjardins. I think, karma is rough because I think that's what happens when you call me a piece of,
First of all, Dan, how do I get a Dan Mandis toilet? I was listening to your ads, and I thought that'd be really fun to have a Dan Mandis toilet.
You know what? It is so classic that Zentex, so appropriate that Zentex is giving away a toilet with a purchase because, when you think of Dan Mandis in Nashville's Morning News.
I need to go take a Dan.
No.
So, I'm sorry, Congressman. It's unfortunate that the President of the United States called you a woman. I'm kidding, by the way. We love Scott Desjardins. Anyway, go ahead. Tim Burchett.
Yeah, so President Trump said that Congressman Tim Burchett is an America First patriot who is doing a fantastic job representing Tennessee's 2nd Congressional District, lists his achievements, and then concludes with an all caps, "He will never let you down."
Did he not say anything about Tim Burchett's great skateboarding ability?
He did not.
Because
he didn't even need to, apparently. That's what I take.
That's what Tim Burchett, sadly, amongst a lot of folks, that seems to be what they know about the congressman is his great skateboarding ability.
Well, and his ability to just craft them, and then the restriction from government saying that he can't sell them while, the Pelosi's are worth $400 million.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, well, good. So it looks like, and I know that the president has been rolling out the endorsements. He endorsed
Andy Ogles, too.
Andy Ogles, Scott Desjardins, Tim Burchett, Matt Van Epps. Of course, that was a very big deal in that special election. So there is
very active on his Truth Social account yesterday.
Trump was?
Oh, yeah.
Well, run it down. What else did he do?
Lots of these endorsements.
Okay.
Sherrod Biggs. Yeah. People that we don't even know. In different states and railing against Kathy Hochul in New York, Mamdani in New York, just had so much to say. And this is all within, this was 16 hours ago. Like there must be 30, 40 true socials about people.
It is election day.
Yes.
In New York and in Virginia and New Jersey, I guess. And so, yeah, this is D-Day for New York, the city of New York with Mamdani. Have you seen the polls? By the way, real quick, have you seen the polls in New York? So Mamdani is clearly winning.
Yeah.
The other than Mamdani vote is more than Mamdani. In other words, you've got Cuomo and you've got Sliwa. If Sliwa would just drop out, because Sliwa's got like 16%. If Sliwa would drop out, which is too late now, but if he would drop out, then that support would go to Cuomo.
From what I understand, also, Eric Adams is still on the ballot.
Yeah, that's another one. Eric Adams is still on the ballot.
There's a lot going against anybody but Mamdani.
It'll be an interesting election. James O'Keefe apparently was undercover trying to register and was successfully registered as an illegal migrant in New York to vote for Mamdani.
Not shocking.